If you want Yu-Gi-Oh cards and you want a good price on your cards, then shop at Jam Jam Cards UK. Great deals, great cards, and great service.
Hello guys and welcome to another topping deck profile. This week I'll be showing you guys Adventure DPE prank hits. So I took this to my OTS locals during Saturday, which usually gets like 50 to 60 people. This was like right before the ban list, so there will be a third Fusion Destiny, but I'll tell you what that will be after the video. And I'll be telling you any changes I would make after the ban list goes into effect. I'll be giving you the reasonings behind each card. I'll be telling you why I played some cards, why I didn't play some cards, what I would change, some mistakes I made in the list. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Starting with the main deck. Okay, so the Prank Kids ratios. We have 3 Prank Kids Lamseys, 3 Prank Kids Dropsies, 3 Prank Kids Fansies, 1 Roxy's, 2 Place, and Terraforming. So in total, we're playing 13 Prank Kid names. Now, some of you may be thinking that's too low, but there's just not enough space to play more. And I was trying out some different cards here and there to try out, like, to see how they would work in the new format. So maybe I'll bump it up to 14 names with the third place. The reason I played the Terraforming over the third place was just to deck thin more, so I can draw into power cards off of like Roxy's and Pranks. Because like drawing into, there's so many power cards you can draw into now. Like if you can draw into Fusion Destiny, you can draw into any of the Brave cards, well, adventure cards. I think like 13 seemed well for me. There was no time I didn't see any prank hits. There was some times where I actually saw too many prank hits, which cost me the game, but yeah. Moving on, for the other Prank Kids cards, other than starters, we have the 1 Pranks, 1 Panday. This was a mistake. This should definitely be at 2 minimum. And I was trying out Plan today. Plan, it's a really good card. Like, you can send it off the fansies on their turn, and then you have like more protection and it shuffles everything back. And in case you don't use the Meow Engrave, like if you keep it engraved just to like protect against like combo decks and you don't end up using the Meow, you can just like shuffle it back with the plan anyway. But like everyone's playing Cosmic now, so I feel 1 Panday is just really weak. So I'd probably just change this for the 2nd Panday, to be honest. Either that or I'd just change the 3rd Fusion Destiny for the 2nd Panday, but yeah. That's that. Now moving on to the Adventure engine, we played 3 Aquamancer to get to right. The Griffin, obviously the Omni Negate, it protects you from Nib, which this deck struggled with in the past, and it's just good card. What can I say? 3 right, the best spell in the engine, gets you your token and gets you your Fateful Adventure from deck. This card's cracked, and with Aquamancer you can just keep getting this every turn, so it's like infinite resources, which is insane. And you can keep getting the Aquamancer with the Fateful, which is also how you get the Omni Negate. Fateful is really insane for this deck because you can also chain block your Prankid, so like we don't lose to Ash anymore. You go Chainlink 1, Prankid, Chainlink 2, Fateful to add the equip spell, which is Draco back. And with Draco back in the deck now, we don't lose to just random floodgates because you can just bounce them. So like, let's say you're playing against Eldritch, they flip Skill Drain. I know Prankids doesn't really struggle to play on the Skill Drain, but out in big like 35 beaters is really hard when you're under Skill Drain. So having the Draco back to just bounce that Skill Drain and just like attack. Like Draco back is insane. It's a great Mystic Mine out now as well. it's just a really good card going second, and obviously to chain block the Prank Kids in the first place. So, yep. The DPE package, so free Fusion Destiny, Dasher Celestial. Obviously, Fusion Destiny will now be semi-limited, so the Fusion Destiny will probably be either a Panday or the third place. These are the two cards that I would change, like, most likely. So the Fusion Destiny would probably be place, and the plan would probably be the second Panday, but maybe I'll try out plan again, because if you expect lots of Eldritch, then plan can be really good in that matchup. You can either set up the Harpy's Feather Duster for the Eldritch player, or you can even just like if you get like floodgated and like solemned like shit ton, and you have like no way to recur anything, you can just like send plan off fansies, and then you suddenly have everything back. Then you can just start again next turn. So plan can be an interesting card. I have to do more testing with that, but yeah. And moving on to my hand traps / going second cards, we played free Droplet. Droplet, always been insane, still insane. This is just there for like Cyflock, because that's going to be really prominent in the PK builds going forward, which PK and Prank Kids are just going to be the best deck next format. So it's good to have an answer to the Scythe, so that's why I'm playing Droplet. Played free Lancia. I expected in the list before, in the event before the ban list, that like everyone was going to be on either Sword Soul or Phantom Knight. So this was cracked against those decks. It was also cracked against like Tri-Brigade and stuff like that. Yeah, Lancia will probably still stay even after the ban list. We'll have to see. I played a free draw. Now this will probably go out of the main after the ban list, but I'm not sure. The reason I played draw and Lancia as my hand traps is like they are the only hand traps that really do anything under the adventure engine. Because like Nib, they can just negate it with the Griffin. Like Ash, they can like chain block stuff with the Fateful. But like, and I guess like if you want to use your Ash, all you stop is the actual adventure engine, then they can just do what they want. Like Imperms and stuff like that, they're just like useless under the adventure stuff. So yeah, that's why I played Droll and Lancia, because they're like the only cards that do anything, and they're high impact. So if you resolve it against a deck that relies on adding or like banishing, then this is insane. Droll's also going to be insane against the Lunalight deck, because that adds a lot. It's going to be insane against Dragon Link, same as Lancia, so maybe I'll keep trolling. We'll have to see. And the last card I played in the main, obviously, Instant Fusion. You can't play Prank Kids without Instant Fusion. This card says Reborn 2 monsters. Now we'll move on to the extra deck, which I made a huge mistake in. Okay, so we played one Meow Meow, obviously limited. If we could play more, we would. Free Doodle. You can't play 2 Doodle, you need to play 3, because if your combo gets stopped, like if you get nibbed or something, or like if they out your pranks, then you need the 3rd Doodle to like get resources next turn. The 3rd Doodle does come up a lot, and it's the best Link 2 in the game. Well, in this deck. So yeah. One Bow Wow. Bow Wow, obviously what you end on to get like the butler set up. Card is nice. It also protects everything from card destruction, so it's nice against stuff like Striker and like DPE, etc. Yep, Bow is a cool card. I also played the Link 4, the Duster. This is insane with the plan, because you can make this on their turn and just Harpy's Feather Duster them. It's also, I think this is like needed in the deck now, because like it's in main deck skill drain out. against like Eldritch, like Floodgate out. So like it just tributes for cost and just pops all the back row. And even if it gets like solemned, it has an effect where you can add anything in your grave back to hand, or other than in Link monsters. So you can like add like instant fusion back to hand, which is pretty cracked. I've done that a couple of times actually. Yeah, I played Link Rebo and Link Spider. I don't think you need both of these. It doesn't really come up where you go into both tokens. But yeah, like I'll probably keep the Link Spider and not the Link Rebo, just in case I need to make the Brave token into the Link Spider to make Verte or something. Link Rebo, you can only use the Prankid token, so yeah. I would probably keep the Link Spider and cut the Link Rebo. The Verte, send Fusion Destiny off of this. I was thinking about playing Thunder Dragon Fusion. It's a cool card, but like it's not really needed in this build, so I don't really think you need to run it. The Unicorn, best Link free to play in this deck, really spins a card. I was thinking about playing the Doom Eagle, but it's never gonna be as good as Unicorn, even with like DP, because Unicorn like outs immediate threats on the board, and if you're going into your Link free, you're usually going for game anyway. So yeah, I'll probably go for Unicorn. Doom Eagle is a cool card, but Unicorn's just better. And you may be wondering, where's access code? Well, you see, me and the boys from Jam Jam Cards were just like testing on the Friday before the event, and we were just testing many new format decks. Like I was moving staples around the decks and everything, and I kept my access code in a different deck and didn't bring it. So yeah, I played without access code. So OTK lines were pretty scuffed, but we did our best without it. Our Prankids fusions, we played Rocket Ride, Washer, and Butler. So before I used to like play for 2 Rocket Ride, because like one for instant fusion, one for Panday, etc. But like that's just not needed, to be honest. Like the 1 Rocket Ride for when you instant fusion's fine. You only really use Panday on your turn if you're going for like an OTK line, or like if you want to like go into a Washer to stop like Striker Links floating into a Ray or something. I was also playing the double Butler build, where like, so when you fuse into Butler, you summon the materials for a second Butler, and then you just Panday into a second Butler. But like I cut the Pandays down to 1, so I didn't need to play the second Butler, and like that build is cool, but you don't really need it when you've got like DP, because DP really does the same job as this. Well, like the second Butler, but yeah. And speaking of DPE, here's DPE. Cracked cards, interruption every turn, and pop something every turn. Outs floodgates. The engine gives you a draw to. The dasher also is pretty important, a special, so you can just like special a kid. And then normal a kid, if you've like used up your meow, then you can go into doodle or something. And then the last extra deck card is Starving Venom. You may be expecting a certain card in the side deck now. But yeah, I played this because I felt I was testing against the Phantom Knight deck a lot during the Friday with Jam Jam Cards. And I realized like there's no really good answer to the Scythe Lock, because like you have to like hard draw the droplet, like you just have to get lucky at that point, because like even if you like Lancia them, there's certain lines they can do to get end on DP Dagda, and if you draw them, like they can still go end on that anyway. So like the best card I found to like end that would probably just be like Super Poly, which I thought about during the testing. So you just fuse the Rusty and the DP into the Starving Venom, because the end board doesn't have enough space anymore to end on the double Scythe, because they have like 2 spots used up for the adventure. So one for the token, one for the Omni Negate. Then they have 1 Rusty in the extra monster zone. They have the DPE, and they have the Dagda. Then there's like 1 open spot. So like they can't really summon back the XYZ and pop Scythe because there would be no space to summon the Scythe to. And you can't really pop the Dagda because that's the whole thing that sets up the double Scythe play. And even if they keep the DP in a grave, then they have 1 spot to summon the XYZ, and if like that gets interrupted, then they have no spot to summon the DPE back to. So like there's just no space to do the double Scythe play anymore. So Super Poly is really nice against the deck. So you just fuse off their Bodish and the DPE, go into this. The DPE is outed, their Bodish, like they can get the Bodish back obviously with the Fog Blades, but that doesn't really matter. If we just set up like Butler, even double Butler, it just like stops everything. They can't really play. We don't really care about Fog Blades, so like this is just cracked in my opinion. This also outs the adventure stuff, because you can just gain attack equal to a special summon monster. So you can just like gain the attack of the Griffin and just swing over the Griffin. And it's pretty funny because it also has an effect where you can copy the effect of a level 5 or higher monster on your opponent's field. So if you like just start with, you can just like copy Griffin's effect and then just use right. And then this turns into an Omni Negate for like that turn. That's like a pretty cool interaction. And yeah, that's the extra deck. We'll move on to the side deck now. So I played 3 evenly. This card was cracked last format and will still be cracked in the coming format. This outs like the whole Phantom Knight board. All you have to do is bait the Griffin and then everything on their board is just gone, because they have to keep the token, since tokens can't be banished face down. So like they have 1 token and they lost Fogblade, 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 DP if they popped something else, Bodish is gone, the Scythe is gone, like everything's just gone. This card is cracked against Phantom Knights, will be cracked against Lunar Lights because you get rid of the Tiger, get rid of like everything. It's cracked against, it's not the best against Dragon Link because like they have Omni Negates, obviously multiple Omni Negates. It's cracked against Eldritch. That deck will be popping up a lot next format. So yeah, evenly is just gonna be a nice card next format. My going first card, I played Free Judgment. So like there was many floodgates I could play over Judgment. Like floodgates are strong, but I just wanted to protect my board instead from like droplets, from like evenlies, lightning storms, etc. So I felt Judgment was the best card to fill that spot. I'd rather just protect my board than to stop my opponent from playing, because my board usually stops my opponent from playing anyway. And if I'm against like a control deck, then Washer, Reborn 2, or start the turn with like 5 monsters is good enough anyway, because my first play can just be like Link 4 into a Roaring Roaster, Chainlink 1 Prankid, Chainlink 2 Prankid, Chainlink 3 Roaring Roaster, Harpy's Feather Duster you know. That's why I think Washer, the Roaring Roaster is just like cracked in the deck next format anyway. And our back row hate is 3 twins. So the reason this is not Cosmic is like I don't think Cosmic's the best. It doesn't out multiple back row against control decks such as the obvious Salamangreat. It's much better in the Prankid mirror because you guaranteed to hit the Panday. I just think Twister's better because like the Phantom Knight deck ends on the Adventurer negate anyway, so the Cosmic's not outing the Scythe. So I feel like Twin is just better for more matchups, to be honest, than like just the Cosmic for the Phantom Knight matchup. I'd rather just play the Twin Twisters, in all honesty. Obviously, the Super Poly I was talking about, great out to the Scythe lock, and card will be Kraknik's format, calling it now. The Dragon Links are going to make a resurgence as well. That deck's insane with the adventure stuff, and like Destrudo being unbanned and Fairy Tale Snow being unbanned. This is nice. I wanted to dedicate another spot to like Mud Dragon or something, but like the extra deck's really tight, so I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Like the only way I could really fit it in is if I just cut the DPE package, but the DPE package is too good to cut, in my opinion. So the last spot is Nibiru, just for like combo decks. I don't know, like this card isn't really the best anymore because of the adventurous stuff, so maybe I cut this for something else, but I don't know, like maybe Dark Rulers. But yeah, that has been my deck profile. So yeah, that has been my my list. So the changes I would make, like I said before, are adding the Axis code this time for the Link Karibo. Changed the third Fusion Destiny because it's semi-limited for the Panday. And I still need to decide whether I want to keep playing Place or, keep playing Plan or change it for the third place. So yeah, I need to decide that. That's all you need to know about the deck list, really. I'll bring a combo tutorial on the deck out soon. There's like everything you need to know, etc. Taking this deck to a regional this weekend, either this or Dragon Link, and I'll update you guys on the deck list I take then. Hope you guys enjoy, and make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.
I wanna see you in slow motion. Come stay the night, we can stay up till it's bright in the morning, got the top open.